And we are back on the fourth out of the four production. And we haven't ever really defined what the fourth four is, but
It's still a fourth floor.
it is a defined thing. There's 4 time, and then there's me 4, and then there's 4 of us. So there's the first, second, third, and fourth. But
Because of our cute little doggo here.
and you and mommy and me. So we've been talking about what we were going to talk about, and I guess I'll let you, my son, start it off.
Well, what was Y2K like? Was it scary? And what were the 2 years of dread leading up to it like?
Y2K is a really good topic, actually, because it was a little bit scary, but it was one of those. For anybody that doesn't know or wasn't there, Y2K in 1999, 98 too. Everybody was talking about how the world's going to end because computers aren't going to be able to figure out what the 00 is after the 99. When going from 1999 to 2000. And we had a good, year and a half probably of people, like on the news and the radio and all of the ways that we got information back then, because there was not really a whole lot of internet. I mean, there was internet obviously by 2000, but I was in college. We had broadband, but pretty much everybody still had dial-up at that point. I guess if you had gone off to college already, you probably were already in the broadband and never left generation like me. But Y2K was specifically like for a good year. At the very least, the last 6 months of 99. Everybody talked about it as, the computers aren't going to be able to figure out what the 00s are, and the grid's going to go down, and all of the major, the mainframes, as they used to call them, of all the major companies and, the stock market, everything that uses computers. And back then, everything hadn't started using computers yet, but the things that used computers already were definitely, systematic things like the power grid. Power grid is pretty much always going to be the most important thing when anybody's talking about any kind of doomsday scenario. It's always going to be, well, the grid goes down and we have no power. Changes, that's world-changing, world-ending situation. If it's permanent. We really were being told that there was a good chance. I mean, if you turned on CNN or, any of the news shows back then, it was, this is what they were talking about as a possibility, that we would wake up on 2000, January 1st, and the computers, anything that used a computer would be down. Because it would have crashed, because the computer just wasn't going to be able to figure out the double-digit year. And for anybody that wasn't there, logically, a lot of us thought that was stupid. I was already into math and physics by this point, so, I was educated a little bit in some of the computer language stuff, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me why, it would cause things to crash. Sure, cause some confusion, some programs have to get updated, which there were a bunch of companies that sprung up to do just that, and big companies hired them to come in and make sure Y2K didn't destroy their whole operation. And pretty much, from what I remember, there was absolutely no consequence whatsoever. We woke up on January 1st, and it was just like the day before. All the electricity worked fine. Everything that everybody had been doing, stock market, all their systems, everything was normal. And there was no cause for alarm, but I mean, I graduated high school in '98 in the summer, obviously, so it was like a year and a half. I went to college, came back, and then we had, I guess, a semester, and then there was Y2K, and year
Well, that must
2000.
have been scary, thinking that everything that used power would instantaneously end.
Yeah, I
When
mean,
it hit 2000,
yeah,
must have been a couple years of imperial dread.
it was. I mean, I didn't really think it was gonna happen, so it wasn't
Like
scary,
imperial dread.
but there
It
was
was
still
just,
that.
it's a possibility scary.
Yeah, I mean, in the back of my mind, it was, well, maybe I'm wrong to be confident that everything's gonna be fine and everything will suck, but the way I've always looked at stuff is, I mean, there's no point in dreading stuff like that because if it happens, then it'll suck and we'll deal with it. If it doesn't happen, then I will have wasted all my time worrying about it. So, it's not like a choice I made to not worry about it, but at the same time, it was, like a lot of things. What?
Oh, would you mind moving over a bit?
It was like a lot of things.
Thanks.
It looked like it was gonna be, look at that, just landed on a mountain, and then took right back off. That doesn't happen in real life. It looked like it was gonna be a problem, and then it seemed like it was gonna be a problem, and then.
Oh, there's something I want to say. All of the grandparents were probably just like, "Yay! Finally, an end to that darn internet."
Yeah, that might be.
Like every parent in the world is just like, okay, finally, all the internet's gonna end finally. And then they came to the realization, wait, that means no TV and no electricity, period.
Yeah.
Dang it, I probably shouldn't be hoping for this to happen. Because, I mean, it would have sucked if it did happen. It did happen.
Would you shut it? Stop squeaking. Stop squeaking. Jesus Lord. And if I hadn't to just come back from a year of school, or if I didn't have that crazy end of that year that started a good 2 or 3 years of crazy, it might have been something I worried about more. But I was actually, back then, I was delivering food and working in a restaurant, and went to state that year, and it was a
big shadow.
I was really starting to branch out into the world for the first time, so that's part of the reason that I didn't worry about it more, as there really was, I mean, there was so little time to worry about stuff that was extra. I mean, Y2K, okay, so the world's gonna end, so y'all say, okay, great, got it. And, Fish was playing a concert that year in the Everglades for 3 nights, and I tried to go to that so bad, so hard to go, and wanted to go so bad, and then wasn't able to go. And going down there, everybody, I mean...
Well, why could you not go?
Because it was a lot of different reasons. I had people here. The Everglades are in Florida. It was for 3 days. It was going to be... I was going to have to ride with people and come back with people, and, it wasn't free. And all of those... What's he doing? God. All of those reasons, everything just didn't work together. I had a job, and it just didn't work out. But I definitely had a lot of friends that went, and I remember them calling me on the way down there was a line to get into the Everglades, like 11 miles long, outside of the highway exit. And I remember, I remember getting phone calls from my best friend and a couple other people. It's like, we're 11 miles out away from the thing, and we're just sitting stopped, and we've been here for like 24 hours, and I mean, it was pretty terrible to get down there. But apparently one of the best shows ever played. And
Could you see it on TV?
no, they don't do on TV. They've never even had a song played on the radio. And a lot of people think of Fish, hippie band, and they're just a jam band, and they're amazing. But I wasn't able to actually get down there that year. So, Y2K has always meant several things for me. And that show might have been at the end of 2000. No, it couldn't have been. It doesn't matter. It was either at the end of 99 or the end of 2000. And I would have sworn it was 99, but then thinking back about 99, I remember something else about the people that were still in town. But it's not that important. The important part is the 00 thing, and the fear, and the fact that the next day everything was fine. 2000, everybody, and I don't know if everything was fine because they did some crazy patches and things actually would have been a disaster, but if we hadn't done anything about it. But people, rolled out the emergency crews, and all the software and hardware mainframes or whatever, the servers got updated in time, and for all I know, it was like a close call, and if they just had got it updated 1 week later, it would have been a disaster. But from the public side of things, all we saw was, Y2K, oh my god, everybody freak out, and then, nothing happened and everything's fine. And I don't even say it that way because that's happened a lot of times. Normally they say freak out, it's not good. But I know that it didn't make that big of an impact on my life, but it was still crazy just how, I would think anybody that lived through it with any age, maybe 25 or older, would remember it pretty freaking well. What are you putting at? I'm gonna rip you in half. There's a rock. Jeez. Stupid microphone. Stop it, Tucker. Stop.
You're just helping him cut up there.
Yes, I know. So you can see there's nothing there.
Okay,
This little chihuahua is a spaz, I know
okay,
that.
just get on with the video. I'll cut this part out.
I feel like every time I go back to it, it's like, so 2000, it's saying it. I don't know what else to say. It was scary in the sense that, anytime you talk to anybody about current events type stuff, people would bring it up and go, what was the Y2K thing? Yeah, man, it's crazy. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. I know what's going to happen to this dog if he doesn't stop. I'm going to beat you with this coffee cup. Really?
Obviously, he's not serious.
Go on then.
Oh, really, Tucker?
Go on then, psychopath.
Oh, okay.
Psycho
Tucker,
tick.
fine. Have your opinion or whatever.
Talk. What is up? I like the Alkonost. It's a fun plane. Once you upgrade, it's got tons of bombs.
Okay, please continue.
I'm continuing. Talking about this plane I'm flying. It's a big plane. It's a big plane.
I meant, like, you know.
I'm gonna tickle Tucker. Tickle Tucker.
I meant Y2K.
Look at me tickling him. He's laughing with his leg. Leg lapper. Leg lapper. Leg lapper. What a weird.
Okay, I don't think that Tucker likes whatever's on him right around there.
I don't like what's on my leg.
Oh, yeah, that's a flea. I just saw it crawling around all disgustingly right below his first layer of fur. And then, like, you know, you can tell he's trying to get it. Flea.
Jason, none of this is anything. There's nothing else up there. What's the problem? Huh? You saw something. It's not what you thought. Okay. Yeah, right.
Tucker? No.
Tucker,
Something?
there's nothing else up there, puppy. Oh my god, he's freaking out. I've never even heard him make that sound before.
Okay. I'm trying to get the fleas on you, Tucker.
He's really talking now.
Tucker, you stay right there. I have fleas to get.
Be careful, Jackson. He's getting angry.
Okay, Tucker.
What's wrong, puppy? Hey, what's wrong?
You're gonna need to hold him like
What's wrong?
because these fleas
What's wrong, baby?
are way too mischievous. We need to get them off. You hold him. I'm gonna get this flea right here.
Tucker, stop.
Make sure he doesn't bite anything.
I can't make sure of it.
Apparently he thinks we're not.
You can keep them. You can keep them.
Tucker, this entire part is gonna get cut out, by the way.
He's freaking out, man. You are freaking out,
He's like,
man.
Maybe dogs can see ghosts.
No, they smell things, and it makes them think things are certain things. You can smell and hear much better than you can see.
Tucker, look.
It looks like that's what he wants, but I don't know why.
Okay, I think he just
It's a
wants-
freaking rock.
Okay, I think he just wants to chew on that.
Tucker, that's literally a rock. You're gonna break your teeth.
Okay, yeah, Tucker,
Puppy.
sorry, you can't have that.
No, don't take it from him. Tucker. Yeah, you can lick it. There you go. Just don't bite it.
He's biting it. He's like... Let's continue on Y2K. It's starting to drag out.
Sure is. That's what happens when you do lots of other things. I don't have anything, puppy. There's nothing in there. So I don't know exactly where I left off, but it was scary in the sense that everybody was talking about it all the time, and it seems like anytime everybody's always talking about something, it's got to be a real thing. And I don't know if Y2K was just totally made up and was never gonna be a problem, or like I said, if it got fixed somehow, or what. You know, I really don't know. I don't know the behind the scenes story, never will. And I know basically just if you had a job and were doing stuff every day, it was not a whole lot to be scared of, because it was just, well, wait and see. You know, on January 1st, everything's gonna be screwed. Nobody's gonna have power. And the whole world's gonna collapse. And we're like, okay, sure, I guess, you know, we'll see.
Okay, sure.
And then it didn't. So I was like, oh, okay, sure. It didn't happen. I know I had friends that definitely prepared for it more than me. But the couple of friends I had that were in like computer engineering and stuff like that, they definitely said there's not really anything to worry about. I mean, the worst thing that could happen is it's going to think that 2000 is 1900, but it doesn't know the difference, obviously. I mean, this was my thinking at the time. If it thinks 1900 is 2000, it really doesn't matter. If all the calculations for how long it's been are the same, then there's no difference. It doesn't make any, I mean, it's not like it can take us back 100 years by thinking it's 100 years ago. And it's not like it would have said, oh, well, it's 1900. We're not supposed to have electricity yet because there's not electricity for whatever, however many more years, 10 more years, 20 more years. And so we're going to just shut down all the electricity. You know what I mean? Computer can't do all that reasoning. So
Yeah, we didn't have literal artificial intelligence back then.
And we still don't.
Yeah, I mean, we have never created a true artificial intelligence.
Yeah, we might not ever.
Well, eventually.
Maybe. There's no way to know.
No, most definitely, eventually we will.
Well, what if we're not here?
Huh?
What if we're not here?
Then, yeah, no.
Okay, so maybe not. There's no certainty.
If we're still here, then
That's
most
kind of the
definitely.
beautiful and terrible thing about life in general. There's no certainty. I mean, yeah, it sucks. At the same time, that's the only thing that makes it worth anything. And, you make the most of every day of that day or not. And then the next day, be like, well, we wasted yesterday. Let's make the most of today. I mean, that's really all there is. That's life in a nutshell right there. I mean, what's the meaning of life? Make the day you're living not suck and not a waste. There you go.
Pretty much.
Anybody else want to know the meaning of anything? Because I pretty much got them all figured out. Life is... But, I mean, how do you make the most of it? Well, that's the hard part. That's the part that nobody can tell you. But, hey, we're not talking about how do you
The
make
way you
life
make the
not a
most of
waste.
it is have fun.
Well, not necessarily. Because if all you do is have fun and you don't worry about
Oh, I tell you, there's something I just
consequences,
realized.
then you either die or you can't have fun the next day because you're dead or paralyzed or
Danny, there's
broken
something
bones or
I just
did a
realized.
bunch of drugs. And
Real life is pretty much a sandbox game like Minecraft.
I don't know what you mean by that, but I mean,
A sandbox
I'm sure
game,
it
you can
kind
do
of
whatever
is.
you want.
Well, you can't do whatever you want in life, so that's not really.
I mean, it's a free, vast
Why
emptiness
are we
to
talking
experiment.
about this?
Well, I mean,
Because
why?
there's a place for that. I don't know if this is it.
Okay, yeah, sorry, continue.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of it for Y2K. I mean, a lot of people don't know what Y2K is or was, and probably nobody knows that we actually sat around being relatively scared the world was going to end for a year, and that was the experience that most people, I would think, had. I can't imagine mine was different from many people's, maybe some, but I mean, that's kind of it. And in lieu of, or in order to end the discussion without just being like, and there's nothing else to say, I would say that I hope everybody else does what we're doing today and tries to not give up on themselves and to be positive, to never, really, ever give up, which means never listen to anybody unless they say that you're going to make it at whatever it is you want to do. Because
That is unless it's the police
know
and they're
about a
telling
million
you to
people.
surrender. That is unless it's the police and they're telling you to surrender.
relatively, yeah, sure. What are you doing to that dog?
I'm trying to tighten the collar because, I mean, it's way too,
It's way till you know.
Right.
It's way till you know.
Okay, well,
And believe in yourself. You can accomplish almost, I really and truly believe, literally anything, including things that we can't even do. So this is going to be the old man and the kid. That's probably trademarked somewhere, but the old man getting older and the kid being the kid. And I guess we'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out. Hit it.